Hey everyone, this is Justin Pate from the Wrap Institute, and I have a great install tip for those installers out there wrapping a lot of walls. It actually comes from Wrap Institute member Marcus Lopez. He sent me an email about a month ago and he says, I came up with this really good idea in terms of how to wrap walls and get the benefits of using a magnet without having issues with paint. Because what can happen oftentimes when you're wrapping walls are a couple things. Let's say you take the wall and the panel for the wall, and you want to set it up with a hinge and use masking tape. So you set up on the wall, and because the paint is generally a low surface energy, you put masking tape there, and all of a sudden, because the panel's heavy, particularly because it's calendar film, it might drop on the ground, or you might lose your registration point or your alignment, which is not good. So that can be an issue with masking tape. That's for one. How I've gotten around that in the past, and you've seen probably lots of videos on the Wrap Institute, where I do what's called that half circle pull. So I'll kind of get a little bit of the material pulled right now. It's old calendar film right now. But basically what I'll do is I'll pull a half circle of the liner off, which is great, and then I stick this to the wall. But right here is a perfect example, is that this wall right here is, we're at Wrap Institute Car Wrap City, and there's no primer used on this wall. So basically every time we touch the material touches the wall, if you pick it up, that paint's going instantly bye-bye, and that can happen if on the job site. So if you have to reposition a panel and you do that half circle technique, and that paint comes off onto the adhesive, that actually panel is not going to stick. So you can be a really kind of funky situation. Now, what is interesting is a couple of years ago, Yellow Tools came up with the Gecko Patch, which is really cool, and I've shown this on the Wrap Institute several videos. This works really great on particularly windows, but can also work on, let's say, composite cars like hoods and stuff like that. But it doesn't work on walls. So how do you deal with it? So this is what the solution was by Mr. Lopez was here. So you basically get a steel plate, and this actually goes over, in America at least, the electrical sockets. So you get your electrical socket set up here, but you put double masking tape on top. And now you can actually place it on the wall safely, and masking tape doesn't have that high initial tack as, let's say, the material right now. And then you can come back in with your magnet. Bam. Now you get the benefits of the magnet with the masking tape, but you don't get that hard pull right there, so it's good. So imagine if we're wrapping this wall right now. You get it to here. So imagine if we're wrapping this wall right now. I can set this to here. Come over here, set this to here. So I got my placement now. So I basically got my placement for my temporary hinge, lock this on. Now I can take my panel, place it here, and then find out where this magnet plate's going to be. Find out where the plate's going to be, locked and loaded. And now I can safely put on the panel and go from top to bottom. And what I want to do right now is show some pictures of what he showed in the installs of what he's done, and some tips that he has is basically kind of creating a third one, especially if you're lining up panels and coming over here. This works really well, sort of keeping the panel straight. So if you set one here, like with the masking tape, set your magnet here, that'll help keep the panel straight. But it also helps when you're doing transitions from corners. Let's say if you have a panel that's kind of wrapping around the corner, you can do double magnets here and one on the other side, lock the panel on that way. So for me, it's a great tip, and I hope it helps you wrap walls better and quicker and avoid those kind of problems, because if you can get the benefit of using your magnets without pulling the paint, then your install time drops and your profits increase, which is the name of the game, and that's what the Wrap Institute is all about. So thank you, Marcus, for that great tip. Hope it helps you wrap better and faster. Cheers.